On this episode of Game of the Month for September, we will be discussing Valheim, the game we played throughout September, and we will be finding out your pick for the community pick Game of the Month. Stay tuned for that. Very excited to find out what you guys pick and what we're playing. But we're in a new month, so make sure to download and play Hell Let Loose, Mortal Kombat X, and PGA Tour 2K21, all offer for free on PlayStation Plus. Make sure to download those, play those, come back at the end of the month for Plus Club to let us know what you thought of those games, and we will, of course, let you know what we thought of them. I also want to thank everybody who had the conversation over on Reddit for Plus Club. We had a great conversation, really enjoyed your guys' insights on what you thought on the games. And if you subscribed, welcome to the channel. We have a Discord link down below. You can talk to us anytime, all the time. We're on iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast platforms. If you prefer to listen to us, you can check out our socials and streams down below if you'd like to connect with us or watch us play games. And we have a Patreon if you'd like to support this channel further than liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to this channel. If you're brand new, let's talk about Valheim and let's talk about what games you guys picked for Game of the Month. What's going on, guys, and welcome to September's episode of Game of the Month, the show where we pick a game at random every month, and at the end of the month we talk about it. My name's Seth, and joining me, of course, is Chevy on my left, your right. How you doing? And are you excited to find out what the community has picked for us to play in October?
I'm okay. I can't believe it's October already.
Fucking A, dude. September just flew by.
Yeah. Yeah, it's insane. When I realized it was like rent time, I was like, already?
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
exactly.
it was pretty crazy. And then yeah, I mean it's always fun. I mean, obviously we know what people voted on, but we don't know the winner. So it's fun for everybody that way. So pretty cool. Huge thanks to you guys who participated.
Yep.
It's awesome. It's the whole
Thank
point we
you.
do it.
Thank you, everybody who voted. Really appreciate it. And you guys all picked some really cool games. So, yeah, I'm feeling the best I've felt in 2 weeks. My energy's returning. I can talk a lot more, which is great. And yeah, so I'm excited for that. Also excited to find out what game we're going to be playing in October. And we'll go through what the votes were in a sec. But yeah, just again, thank you everybody who voted, and whether you voted once or you voted on every single episode, it's really appreciated. And hopefully you guys have fun doing it. I have fun kind of orchestrating this every year, and this year I'm glad we did it a little closer into the middle of the year because at the end of the year we got all that shit we got to do, like game of the year and best game or best month for PlayStation Plus stuff, so it gets really fucking hectic. So
Plus it's like release season.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. So we played Valheim in September. I almost forgot that we're talking about a game. I was like, we just got to pick a game for fucking Game of the Month, which we will talk about. But we're gonna figure out what game we're playing in October. Unless you have anything else to say. All right. So how this is gonna work is we got a bunch of games here, but only the top three will make it onto our random number generator, which is right here. Looks super fancy. It looks like it's a website from fucking 1998, but it works. We tested it. So, how this is going to work is the top three are going to get a number allotted to them, and then we're going to hit this generate button, and whatever number it comes up with, that will be eliminated. But it'll go on to our game of the month list, so it will be played later. You haven't lost, we're not playing your game this month. Then we're going to go to the final two, do the same thing. Whatever number comes up will be kicked onto the list, and the one, or should we do it the one that comes up?
I say if we're gonna do elimination, just do elimination.
Okay. Yeah, so we're going to eliminate them, and the final one standing will be our game of the month for October. In case you're curious about what these games are, we got votes for Darkwood, which I did pick up after they got voted for, because I was like, what is that? Looked up, I was like, oh, I'll buy that anyway. Man of Medan, game I'm very I love so much. We got votes for Soul Calibur 6, which is really interesting. The person who was voting for that was telling me that we don't really play a whole lot of fighting games on Game of the Month. So I feel like we should change that.
I own a ton. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I as soon as he said that, I was like, You know what? You're right. We don't play fighting games on Game of the Month.
Yeah.
So, really good pick. Also, I think we're gonna throw some fighting games on Game of the Month because we don't do those type of games, and
Yeah,
we both like fighting games.
for sure.
So, we got votes for Hunt Showdown, something I was really rooting for myself because I love that game so much. Then we got votes for New World, brand new MMO just came out, so it's very timely. We have votes for Grand Theft Auto Online, and then we also got votes for The Last of Us Part 2. Now, again, thank you everybody who voted, but the top three most voted for games were The Last of Us Part 2, Grand Theft Auto Online, and New World. So these will be our top three. Now I'm going to say Last of Us Part 2 will be one, and then Grand Theft Auto Online will be number two, and New World will be number three. So yeah, we ready to do this?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Generate. I'm gonna click it once, so it's not gonna be ceremonious. I'm just gonna go three, two, one, and go. Number three has been kicked off. That is New World, so that is going on to our Game of the Month list to be played later. Kind of sucks because that would have been a really good timely
Timely one,
game.
yeah.
Just came out, we're playing it, but we're gonna play it anyway. But it'll be a good reason to return to New World whenever it gets pulled. It'd be funny if it got pulled next month. All right,
Yeah, it'd be weird.
so I guess we can just take this off.
Probably a good idea.
Don't get pulled three again. All right, so it's between The Last of Us Part 2 and Grand Theft Auto Online. Grand Theft Auto Online was voted for by somebody who's won the last 2 years. So keep that in mind. And this is all random. You guys are watching. This is like, I would not pick the same person 3 years in a row. But this might become Psycho's game of the pick for game of the month every year. All right,
You gotta get them votes in, guys. So
Well, they got the votes in. I mean, Hunt was only 1 point behind. All right, so we're gonna find out what our game of the month for October is in three, two, one, and number one has been eliminated. Grand Theft Auto Online is one, but The Last of Us Part 2 will be added to our game of the month list to be played later. But we will be playing Grand Theft Auto Online in October.
I have a suggestion in the future. When we start doing the voting, buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah, yeah, that's fucking funny. All right, well, congratulations for anybody who voted for Grand Theft Auto Online, and thank you everybody who voted for any games that you guys voted for. And the runner-ups, of course, will be their games will be placed on our list to be played later. So, yeah, that's fun, and we'll be playing Grand Theft Auto Online in October. So I need to download that. All right, so we talked. Well, what do you think about that Grand Theft Auto Online? Ready to try some online shooting?
I mean, it's been a while since I played it, but for transparency's sake, I'm not fond of that game. So,
Oh. Well, now you get to grade it.
yep.
All right. So, well, I guess I can talk about it. I'm interested in hopping back in. I haven't played in a long time. There's a lot of problems with connectivity and partying up with people in the OG online that really hindered my ability to enjoy the game. And I've revisited it a couple times over the years, but I haven't touched it in a long time. So it'll be really interesting to see how far along it's come, how accessible it is for somebody who hasn't played it for years. Because I assume everybody's gonna have like $5 billion a piece, and they're gonna be flying in like sci-fi jets,
Probably.
fucking just blowing up the city. But it'll be really interesting to find that out because on paper I should be playing the game. I mean, it's right up my alley. It's MMO like. It's a sandbox, and it's multiplayer with friends. So sounds like you get up to all sorts of shenanigans. So be really interesting to see how it is. Okay, so in September we played Valheim. If you didn't get a chance to play Valheim, it is a third-person Viking themed survival game where you adventure across randomly generated maps, fight bosses, get abilities from bosses, kill enemies, level up from pretty much everything that you do in the game, craft new and better weapons, and you're able to build settlements, compounds, whatever the hell you want with some pretty good building tools. The game has a simplistic, almost PlayStation-esque 3D visual style, and yeah, we both played it, and I'm dying to know your impressions of Valheim in September.
All right. So played this a little bit, and I do mean a little bit when it like kind of first came out. You actually bought it for me.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. And in that instance, I got to play multiplayer. This time, I did play by myself. I kind of waited until the patch came out, and apparently didn't notice the difference. So
yeah.
yeah,
I remember I brought that up, and you're like, "Oh, I didn't even
yeah, I
know."
didn't even notice. So
Yeah, for anybody who doesn't know, Hearth and Home just came out, and it's an update that updated a lot of around the house type stuff. They added new items, but also added a new food system. It used to be a single bar with lines in it, and now it's three separate bars, which is
it's
not.
like a buff window almost in
Yeah,
MMOs. It's really weird.
though the biggest thing I appreciate about it is it has a timer now on your food that you ate, so you know how long it's gonna last.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and since we're on the subject of that, I'm just gonna go ahead and say I think the food system of the game is awful. I I don't think needing to constantly balance three foods is a fun gameplay mechanic.
Don't play Green Hell.
Will do.
Because
So
it's a survival game and it is like you need like macronutrients. You need to be eating like nuts and lizards and
so survival games are such a weird genre because there's a lot of room to kind of like put your flavor in there.
oh yeah.
And I do think there is a definite balance between like survival mechanics, but also like just making it a video game. When it starts getting too sim-like, I actually think it stops being fun and it starts being more like a job, and that's not really why I play video games.
Yeah. To be fair though, I think as a person who's played a lot of survival games, Valheim feels like a survival light game to me. Because it's attempting to be a little like more intricate in what you have to eat.
Yeah.
Because it has the three bars, but it's very simple and it's very
Well,
easy to find those things.
yeah.
It's just in a game that is mostly arcadey feeling and mostly action feeling and less survival feeling. To have this survival light thing almost feels distracting.
Yeah, and I wasn't specifically mentioning Valheim in this case, but I do agree with what you just said.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the genre in general. There's a fine line, and I think Valheim's like on that line, and it's just kind of like figuring out which direction it wants to go. It seems like so. That being said, I think the gameplay itself plays very smooth. It's very well made in that regard. I like the hesitate to say this, but like Zelda-esque, like go find the boss and get the piece so that you could progress further in the map type system. Like specifically, like the first boss, you that's how you get the pickaxe essentially, and it just kind of unlocks a whole new world of crafting stuff. Which for me, that's the part of the game I like is the gathering and crafting aspect in survival games, or even just like farm management and stuff like that. I like doing the making sure everyone can like still function while doing whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
The game makes me feel useful. It also is like a really like good like zen like experience for me to just kind of do the little monotonous tasks. So big reason I play a lot of Minecraft. By the way, just zone out.
It's easy to do.
Yeah, I think one of my other complaints, and I get it, they want to keep you kind of like on your toes, but it seems like no matter where you build, there's always going to be some like wandering dude who's going to show up and like kind of poke at you. They're never a threat, but they're just like, hi, you have to kill me or I'm just going to sit here and fuck with you.
Or damage your fucking house.
Yeah, and I think that's a little annoying. I wish there was a way to be like, this is my zone now. Spawning
Like you've
in
conquered
X
that area.
radius
Yeah.
stops.
Yeah.
Like,
That's pretty typical in most
yeah.
survival games.
Even
so.
Ark does that, which I really
Yeah.
appreciate. So,
Yeah, shit's not just spawning in your fucking house and shit.
so yeah, I mean, honestly, I think they have a really cool looking game. Not looking, I think cool playing game here. There's just some nitpicky things I have about it that I guess at the end of the day makes it where I don't like playing this by myself because it doesn't give me that like zen experience. This is definitely like something I would enjoy with with friends playing co-op, because then like I can banter at least with them while doing things. Because the game itself is like really well made and has a lot of cool systems and stuff like that. And I feel like there's some fine tuning to make it like a little better, but I also know it's a small team, so I'm not trying to like dig in too much on that. Because even like the building, sometimes like the way it snaps pieces together doesn't function right either. And like I'll be in the middle of building this time I was making an elevated house, and all of my sticks like to aesthetically put it up on a base. Actually, the game has weight mechanics, so it's not just aesthetic. One corner was a little too close to the ground and nothing could fit in there. I was like, just put it through the ground or something. Let me do it. Let me put it there. So, nitpick. It's not against the game, but it is something that does affect the overall game experience when I run into all these little tiny things that I'm like, I kind of wish that was a little different. I kind of wish that was a little different. But yeah, other than that, I mean, like I was saying, it has good stuff. I know also like putting wood in water, the wood will rot, which is another weird like punishment mechanic almost in the game. So especially because part of the game doesn't feel like that. I do think one feature I'd like to see in a lot more survival games though is the physics system is really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I like it.
Chopping down trees and like having to make sure they don't fall on you. I actually like that a lot.
Or I built my house on a hillside, and someone's chopping trees down up the hill. They'd come rolling down. I had to make a fence barrier
Yeah,
so the trees wouldn't hit my house and damage it.
I like that.
Yeah, so
I
do
actually
I.
think that's really cool. I kind of wish as well, like if you broke apart like large boulders, like pieces of the rocks would fall and stuff
That'd be
too.
awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I love the physics. It adds a element of danger that like the only other thing I can think of is like in Minecraft when you're mining, watch out for lava.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
kind of like that element of like, I'm doing this monotonous task, but there's also an element of like I gotta kind of stay on my toes a bit.
Exactly. You can't be if you smooth brain it too much, you're gonna get the game's gonna punish you. So
Yeah.
like I do like that kind of stuff. So overall, I mean, I had a pretty good experience. I have some nitpicks, and I found out this month that I cannot play this game by myself. But other than that,
And for transparency's sake, I had this whole fucking plan, dude. I was like waiting to play this when Hearth and Home came out, and I spent all my time playing the PlayStation Plus games. Make sure to watch Plus Club; it just came out, and so I played a shitload of those games. But I was waiting on Valheim, and my plan was to make a server, get us all on it, and like work together to build like a single compound that'd be defensible and stuff. I thought that'd be a lot of fun because this game is better with people for sure. And then of course COVID happened and it fucking threw a wrench in the fucking
yeah,
the cogs on that. So that didn't happen, but I still would like to do that at some point
for
because
sure.
that's we have played this in the past, and I've played it a lot in the past. I think I've well not a lot, but like I put like 60 hours into it when it came out. So I've played it quite a bit, but we never tried that. I figured that'd be a good time to do it, but
For sure.
that did not happen.
Yeah. The last two things I really have to say is because I just realized I hadn't mentioned the visual style of the game. I'm not fond of, though I do appreciate what they're doing with it. I think it fits what they're going for. I just personally don't find it very attractive to look at. And then the multiplayer, I believe, is up to 10 people, which is
Yeah,
really impressive.
and it's super simple.
Yeah, it's just someone hosts the game, no like weird workarounds or anything like that, and that map is saved, and you can have as many maps as you want.
Yep.
So it's a really good system.
And you can transfer, not, I hate to say transfer 'cause it sounds like it's an operation. You can literally take your character into any server.
Yeah, your skills
and,
just go with you.
and your inventory and your skills come with you. So
Yeah, really good system.
you can hop around, do whatever the fuck you want. It's just no bullshit, which I really appreciate. Like some survival games, the server aspect is kind of a headache sometimes.
Yep.
And
I pay for a Minecraft server right now because I didn't want to deal with this.
Yeah, exactly. And so the Valheim is just has like this drop in, drop out co-op style approach to a survival game. It's very appreciated because there's no thinking about it. I'm just like, hey, just join my game, and it's fucking done. So very cool. I guess I'll start with my impressions. I respect that you don't like the way the game looks. I actually love the way the game looks. So that's a to each their own thing. I think it has a really striking visual style. Mostly it's effects though. Like the visual style is very simplistic because it's all pixelated looking, but it reminds me of like PlayStation pixelization, maybe PS2. but there are some like dusk and sunrises, sunsets and sunrises in that game that are insane looking. That is something I've never seen in other games in that visual style. They definitely have a style that they're going for. You can see things flowing in the wind and the trees moving in the wind and the grass, and they did this great job, in my opinion, of making this world that was very pleasing to look at, and for a game where you're going to be adventuring into the unknown, they made it a world I want to explore, which I really like. But outside of that, my impressions of this month, I didn't play it nearly as much as I would have liked to, because my plans got kind of fucked. I wanted to experience Hearth and Home from the beginning, so I took my character with his stats that are all pretty high from one server, stripped him of all his shit, and went to one of my old servers. No, I made a new one. I made a new server and pretty much started from scratch, which felt kind of shitty because I have all this like armor and stuff that I've made on my other server. But at the same time, I just want to see from the ground up what they've done with Hearth and Home. Pretty much felt the exact same. There's some new stuff there, which is definitely welcome. New food system that I feel like if it is an improvement, it's like fucking minuscule. Like I said, my favorite thing about the new food system is that when you eat certain things, it says 15M and it starts counting down. So it lets you know you got 15 minutes until you gotta get food again. Breaks immersion, but this game's not very immersive to me, so it's not that big a deal. The game does feel very gamey first before it feels realistic sim. You gotta survive type game. It's a very arcadey, actiony feeling game. And yeah, so I just ran around. I did all the stuff I needed to do. I killed the boss, got the pickaxe again for like the eighth time, and got some shitty leather armor and kind of worked from there. And yeah, I mean the game is solid. Regardless if I played it this month or the month before, I think it's a really good, weird amalgamation of a co-op adventure game and a survival game. Because when it first came out, I was wondering like, why is this so popular? Like it's just doing a lot of shit other games do.
For sure.
But it does it in a way that I feel like people who are into hardcore survival games and even casual gamers can they can both play this game,
Yeah,
which
I can see that.
which opens the community up to more people than like if I'm like, hey, you should play fucking DayZ, and a lot of people would be like, I don't want to fucking play that.
Right.
I'm gonna die. I'm not gonna be able to open a can of beans for fucking 2 hours and starve to death.
I think that mixed with the no bullshit multiplayer.
Yeah, it's super easy to hop in and hop out. Yeah, so graphics are good. I really like them. I think they got a good style to it. Soundtrack's whatever. Gameplay is very smooth, especially as you level up. My guy runs really fast, so I'm just like fucking flying through the woods, recently naked, and just leaping around. I got to the point where I'm at the point where if a deer sees me, I can catch up to it, so it can't outrun me. Although the swinging animation, sometimes they'll evade me and keep running, and I have to fucking chase after them again. But it's really kind of scary. I'm running like 30 miles per hour after fucking deer. Combat is serviceable. It's nothing. It's nothing amazing, but it's not shit. It's mostly just a lot of. I mean, there's abilities. You got like little jabs and shit you can do, but it feels second to the adventure aspect,
It's
the
super
boss fighting.
simplistic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty simple, which is fine. Doesn't need to be anything crazy. Though the bow, the original bow, its drop off is
It's still pretty bad.
yeah, it's pretty bad. The upgrade gets better, but
You feel punished for using it at first, though.
yeah,
For
it's
sure.
weird. You got to really learn to arc that fucking thing. Yeah, built a house on a hillside. Goes down the hillside. Not a smart idea because I know it comes later. For anybody who doesn't know, I was playing this before and I'd built these like super detailed, nice houses. And after you beat like the third or fourth boss, trolls start fucking attacking your fucking compounds. I was not ready for that. And they're like supercharged trolls, so they came in and started just fucking decimating my roof and shit. And I was like, oh my god, I don't know what to do. I killed them, but it was a fucking mess. So from here on out, except for this place, because it was kind of a temporary situation for the month, I wanted to start building like more defensible areas. That was my plan originally with us, is to build a place that was ready for something like that, a central hub that had like all the stuff we needed to upgrade weapons and stuff. Didn't happen though. The game's got a really cool boat system. It's really neat. In a game that you adventure from like island to island, you start off with like this little fucking raft with a sail. It's like bullshit. But then you end up getting like actual boats, ships. And it's really neat because like once you get out to open water, you start running into storms that happen that will actually like lift your boat, and it will take damage if it comes down too hard, which again, the physics system
Yeah.
is very fucking cool. It's super stressful to be in the middle of the ocean and your ship's taking damage. Fucking hate that shit. But it's a really cool. It offers something that I can't really think of a whole lot of games doing. So that's another thing that Valheim does really well. Yeah, what else? I mean, it's just a really really solid adventure survival light game. I was about to start recommending to people. That I feel like I can come back and play anytime, but I do agree, even as a dude who can fucking play games by himself, multiplayer or not, well, not, of course you're going to play by yourself, but I can play multiplayer games by myself easily. Like, I'm not a person who needs other people
For
to
sure.
play them. I don't mind playing with randoms and shit, but this game is absolutely a game that I feel like it's so much better with people.
So much better,
And
yeah.
mostly because of the banter aspect, but also the cooperation aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Having people there that can fucking back you up is nice and shit. But it's a very lonely game
Yeah.
when you play it by yourself. And so it does feel designed for more people. Even when I was playing by myself before this month, I fought the third or fourth boss alone. I was like, this would be so much better with people.
Yeah. I
Like,
can see that for sure.
like I beat him, but I was like, this fight seemed like a little like he was just like focusing on me and
You were
fucking
taking the
fight.
brunt of it,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I was just like, I feel like this would be so much better if there's fucking people running around helping me out here. So, definitely a game designed for more than one person, though you can absolutely play by yourself. It's just it's a very lonely experience. But yeah, so I'm not just sitting here going, thinking about what to say next. All in all, I really enjoyed it in September for what I did play, and I've really enjoyed it in the past, and I will be playing it in the future for sure, and look forward to further updates. Although they're very adamant about that they're not going to sit here and just pump out content for this game. They're only going to do what they feel the game should have, and then they're going to move on with their lives.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
I thought that was really interesting too because they could just sit here and milk this fucking game, but they don't want to do that, and they got other projects they want to work on.
I mean, if they got a vision, then that's
Yeah,
what it is. So,
yeah. I can appreciate a finite done game.
well, and Valheim does have that adventure aspect, so there probably is an end,
Yeah, yeah, there is.
which you can say as well as games like Conan and Ark do the same thing, where there is an actual story progression to go through. Unlike, like Minecraft as an example, like technically the Ender Dragon is the end, but no one's playing it for that reason. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, Ark and Conan though have like pumped out a shitload of DLC
oh yeah,
for people to buy, and they're still doing it, and that's cool because in a game like that, if you're not done with it and you got like 1,000, 2,000 hours into it, you're gonna appreciate any content you can get. But I do also appreciate Valheim's approach to going like, we made our game, it's got an end, you can replay, you can keep playing it, you can do whatever you want with it. We're gonna add stuff every once in a while to it, but we're not sitting here making an MMO. We're not making
Yeah.
a fucking games as a service game, which I wish more people would kind of do. I recently played. This isn't Taste Cast, but I recently played and beat Outriders, and it's just done. it's got an end game, which is kind of cool, but like it doesn't feel like it's trying to be like, Anthem or
Right.
whatever. And I kind of appreciate that. I'd be like, I can just be done with this game, or I can come back to it if I want to play it
What a
again.
weird thought these days.
Yeah, exactly. Like back in the day, that's how all games
As,
were.
as someone who plays way too many endless games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, long story short, I think it's interesting what they're doing with Valheim on that front. Should we jump into recommendations?
Yeah.
Okay, so I will recommend this to anybody who likes cooperative survival, or and it doesn't have to be cooperative, but if you do like cooperative style games, if you do like cooperative adventure games, this game's right up your alley. If you like survival games, but you're not looking for a hardcore survival game, check this out. If you like Viking stuff, check this out. It's one of the kind of growing numerous games that are Viking themed. There's more and more coming out, but still not a lot. So if you're not getting your Viking fill, play Valheim. If you like builder games where you can sit around and build a house, landscape, chop down trees, and hopefully not get hit in the head with them, this game is right up your alley. If you like games that progression is based off of boss fights, that's a lot of games out there. Even Dark Souls is set up like that. This game is like that, which is really interesting. You literally cap out eventually all the things you can do until you beat a boss, and then it opens up a whole new world of shit, and there's multiple bosses to fight. So if that sounds appealing, I would recommend it to you for sure. If you like high seas adventures, like fucking Sea of Thieves, you might dig this game. It does have a go out to sea an adventure and fucking landfall on some random island and go check it out and see what's there, kind of feel to it, that you might really dig. Anything you want to throw in there?
Yeah, so multiplayer games, obviously, co-op experiences with your friends where you don't have to like really figure out how to get it to work.
Templar co-op.
The and I would say the one of the bigger facts to that, and not limited to, is also like sometimes you have more than three friends who want to play a game with you, or two friends, depending, because a lot of games do 3 or 4 player multiplayer.
That's the worst, dude.
Yeah.
We play a three player game, and it's always Cody. He shows up late. He's like, "Hey, I want to play." And I'm like, "Fuck."
Yeah, in this game, they can hop in, they can hop out. You can have up to 10 people in your room. So there's no weird, awkward like thing there, unless you just have a crap ton of friends, which I'd probably argue you're probably a minority in that case. But
Yeah, if you got 9 other people that you just naturally didn't have to go seek,
yeah,
you're probably not the average person.
yeah, I would argue most, that especially like people playing video games usually have like a tight knit people
Yeah.
group they play with. So I could be wrong, but the option's there, full multiplayer, and you don't have to. If they want to leave, they can just leave, which is a huge perk. So the game does not stop.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, you mentioned everything else. So
If you like 3D pixelized looking games, this does have that indie look that I know a lot. I know people who just like indie games.
Yeah.
They like that, like, I don't want to say lower quality, but lesser.
gameplay first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Smaller dev designs where they can get creative with limited production, I guess. And this game definitely has that. They definitely made do with their visual style, and I think really made it work for them to the point where I really enjoy the way that the game looks. So if that's a selling point for you, definitely check it out. Oh, also, and this is a personal one for me. If you like games where whatever you do levels up, play this game. Like if you played like Elder Scrolls and you like the system of like you run for long enough, your stamina starts going up, you jump enough, this goes up. If you hit people enough, this goes up. This game has that system.
Or the current new world.
Yeah. And I fucking love that system in games. So if that sounds appealing to you, definitely check the game out. All right. Anything else? Ready to jump into grades? Okay. I'm gonna give Valheim a solid, almost breakthrough B plus. I think it's a great game. I think it's fucking super solid, really fun to play. Great visual style, easy and smooth multiplayer. It's really, for what it is, the price point and how big the developer is, the total package. for somebody who's looking for this kind of game. If you're looking for a game where you can play survival, building, leveling up, fighting bosses with your friends, I don't know if you can do much better than Valheim unless you're just not into the aesthetic of it. It's a super solid game. Really fucking enjoy it. Would love to give it an A minus, but I have no love for Valheim. I just really enjoy it. So B plus.
I'm actually also going to give it a B plus for very similar reasons. I don't have like a deep affinity for it, and I think a lot of that comes down to all the little small nitpicks I have about the game. To be honest, I think it's right on the cusp of being an A game, but
Yeah.
it just is missing a couple things that to make me actually like love it and be like, I hate to use the word, but addicted to it. Right? I love the genre, so playing this kind of stuff is really easy to convince me to do most of the time. And the fact that I don't think about playing it, I kind of is a negative. So, but the game is really well made, 100%. I think with some tweaks, it would be an A game for sure for me.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's like you said perfectly. It's around the cusp. That's why I said it's like almost breakthrough B plus because like I feel like I should give it an A minus. It's got all the qualities, but I got no deep love for it. Like when I play it, I enjoy myself, but then something comes and hinders my enjoyment, and I'm like, fuck. And I like the challenges that the game offers, but the game is absolutely designed to throw fucking wrenches in your gears.
Yeah.
And that system is fun for a challenge, but when I'm sitting here investing 50 hours into my fucking, what I'm working on, only for it to get fucking decimated, it is. And I know it's the design of the game, it's how it's supposed to be. It is. It takes me back a little bit. I'm like, fuck, dude. Okay.
It's defeating for
Yeah,
sure.
it's hard to feel invested in my game when I have to design things in a way that aesthetically looks like shit to me, just to make sure something can't hurt it.
Yeah.
So, but again, very, very, very almost A minus B plus. So, and or B plus as well. So I almost said A plus, dude. Fuck that.
I don't think you're getting that out of me.
There's few games I'll give an A plus.
I don't think I think of a single one.
I can. Metal Gear Solid. But I'm biased. Let us know in the comments. What did you think of Valheim after you played it in the past? Are you planning on playing in the future? Are you playing it right now? What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? Do you like the Viking aesthetic? Do you want more Viking games? Are you somebody who's looking for that? Are you getting sick of them? Is it the new pirates and zombies and ninjas? I don't think it's quite there yet, but definitely seen a lot more Viking stuff lately. What's your favorite survival game? What boss was your favorite boss to fight if you did play through Valheim? And what would you grade it? And what do you think about Grand Theft Auto Online? Are you excited to play that this month? It's already this month, so we got to start playing it now. And yeah, that's going to do it for this episode of Game of the Month. Again, thank you everybody who voted and everybody who participated, whether you voted once or every episode. It's all appreciated. Hopefully you had fun. We had fun. And yeah, check out our Discord, link down below. You can talk to us anytime, all the time. We're on iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast platforms if you prefer to listen to us. We have a Patreon if you'd like to support this channel more than liking this video, commenting, sharing, and subscribing if you're brand new. And yeah, all our socials and stream stuff is down below as well if you'd like to connect with us or watch us stream. I'm planning on doing a New World stream soon just because I need to fucking play that game, and it might be fun for people to see if the game's worth playing or not. And lastly, I want to thank everybody on Reddit who talked with me about the Plus games for PlayStation Plus and Plus Club. It was a really good conversation, and yeah. But my name's Seth, and this has been Chevy, and we will talk to you guys soon. We got to do Tastecast very soon. We got a lot of games to talk about. We've been playing a lot of games during our hiatus, so we'll talk to you about that soon. And until then, have a good one, guys, and take it easy.